Expression, I just want to know how many people here know the expression. If you know it, just raise your hand. Rushing the growler,
Yeah.
you know it?
Yeah.
Rushing the growler, do you have any idea what that is?
I don't know what that means. Would you translate?
Is it a local one?
When we were kids, we used to watch John Canning, who'd say, go down the street with a container with a lid on it. And he would go to the bar, because they didn't have bottled beer or canned beer. So that was called rushing the growler when you went down. And if you saw John Canning go twice, you know he was really drinking that.
The growler was the name of the container.
Okay.
So
And it was called Rushing the Growler.
And another thing,
Okay, yeah.
Another thing with Queens, where I lived, our claim to fame was that Houdini was buried 2 blocks away. And his name was Weiss, Eric Weiss. And what they used to do on the tombstone, they used to have his bust up there. But what happened, every year at Halloween, he was supposed to reincarnate, if you know about that. But they used to steal the bust, so they don't put it on anymore.
But I think Houdini lived in Glenwood Landing as well.
No, he come on Sundays, on the summertime, and he's on the corner of Hawthorne and Arlington, and,
That's an urban myth, I'm not sure if that's true.
he is, it's true, he would come in the summertime, and he would have the kids come and have do a play for him.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Do
And
we
it
have,
was what's his name that died on 103, that was one of his, workers with him. She was 103, just died.
do we have other memories? Yes, Carol.
I
was-
wanted just to add a little bit about the pavilion, and
Sure.
Woodby was right about everybody spending the whole summer
Yeah,
there.
we did.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine, yeah.
They
We played
played
cards.
cards,
Yeah.
and there was a shuffleboard, and you'd hang out there.
And Carol, that was upstairs? That was upstairs,
No,
Carol?
that was on the main level.
Okay.
And one of the things that I remember is I learned to smoke.
Me too.
You know, they had these little lockers, and we, like 3 or 4 girls would share the locker for the summer. And 3 or 4 girls would sit in the locker
And smoke.
and smoke. And we thought we were so smart that nobody knew what we were doing, but there was like chicken wire on the top. And it was like the smoke was coming out of the top. And, you know, it was so hot.
That's funny.
Does anyone remember the pavilion fire? I think that was in the early or mid-60s. Would someone, can you recall that for us? Maybe stand up and tell us about
I
it?
know about that.
Or Gene, would you describe it?
It was New Year's Day, wasn't it? It was just.
No, it was, put the 3 times or 4 times they tried to put on the fire. And then they succeeded about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And my father was over on 15 Cedar Place. And he says, I don't understand. He says, what is the sun gutting up in the west? Is the sun is supposed to be in the east. And it was such a fire, was tremendous. One of the fire trucks melted, and when you come the next day, and the poor Mayor Stiles, he was talking, he was devastated because they had spent $25,000 to just fix it all up, and then it went on fire. And there was all you could see were the pilings left. It was all gone.
Phyllis, what is your recollection?
The way the fire started, I understood, was that there were a group of vagrants
Yeah.
cooking their food under
Well,
the-
that could have been
and
true
then
too.
it just got out of hand and they.
And what year was that, Phyllis?
Early 60s.
Yes, it was after 65. We lived in Glen Cove, but we could see it, we just got married.
Wow.
We could see it
But
from
that
Glen Cove.
sand remained black all the way down for several summers. That sand was black. And you would be off the beach, and you would be black up to your ankles. My dad was treasurer of Seacliff at the time.
And your father is Ralph
Ralph
Pontifex.
Pontifex.
Yep.
And they hauled in at great expense all new sand. Oh, everyone was so happy. Then next year they had very high tides and out went.
Right.
Yeah. We also
Yeah,
had,
Lee.
we had the summer theater, if you remember.
Oh, there's another place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
tell,
that
Lee,
was
tell
very
us
good.
about that.
That was, it's a beautiful old-fashioned summer theater. You go to the
Tabernacle.
tabernacle. And we would have summer Sunday school there. they also ended up having plays there, off-Broadway plays with the big actors and that. And the locals would act as, not hostesses, but stewards, you know.
Ushers?
Ushers, yeah.
Sure.
And it was very nice. And then that was burned down too.
What was that? There was a fire for that, did you say?
Yeah,
That was about 1951.
And most people know, but Lee, tell us where it was located. Most people know that.
And Main Street.
Main Avenue.
It was at the north end of Main Avenue, as I
Right,
understand it.
yes, yes. And it was a beautiful building.
It was a pain in the neck.
Why?
Why?
Why? Because Saturday night they would have the performances, and you couldn't park any place.
Oh,
Tell it
You're
to
just
me.
jealous.
It's always a kill.
So, yes, Carol.
It actually burned in 1956, and,
This is the tabernacle?
and I was living with Buddy's family, and
Okay.
he was a fireman, so he went off, and I was dying to go to the fire, and his father, I said, you wanna go to the fire? And he said, yeah, so we went to the fire, so I actually saw the fire, but some of the local residents, like, were in some of the shows,
Mhm.
and the people that lived near the summer theater, and we live in a place where probably we would have benefited from this, you'd get free tickets.
We did.
We did, we saw all the plays. You get free tickets for all the plays, because, you know, the parking would be always in front of your house. But it was a good deal for the residents, and I guess it kept them a less complaining about it. But, it was.
Oh, Carol, thank you. And Audrey, you remember this, getting free tickets? Tell us about
I
that.
worked as an usher there like Lee did, but we were able to, they allowed us, the kids of Seacliff, to sit outside and look through the window.